Did you have a vision like Dr. King, where when you was a little boy riding in a segregated bus in the South and you had to sit in the back, and even though you're barely 10 years old, you had the audacity, like these children, to question, why are we in the back of the bus? Did you have vision like Dr. King, like, hey man, I am 15 years old, who says I can't go to Morehouse College right now, as he did? Do you have the vision like Dr. King, where, hey man, I'm gonna go on and get my PhD, but along the way, even though I'm a Christian, I'm never gonna be, again, so religiously arrogant, assume that that's the only way to see the world. I might discover a little Indian man from India who was Hindu named Gandhi, talking about nonviolence and how he fought British imperialism and colonialism and used that tactic of nonviolence to bring the British Empire to its knees. Maybe Dr. King said to himself as a young man in his early 20s, maybe I can remix, adapt that whole concept and bring it to America. This man who was just trying to be a pastor in a church in Montgomery, Alabama. He wasn't trying to lead no movement. He wasn't trying to do anything. He simply wanted to have a church and just have his family. But he rose up in America in the 1950s, just like now. We're living in a time of great upheaval. Would y'all agree with that? Great change. Well, what was going on in the 1950s? You're off the heels of World War II in the 1940s. We're in the middle of the Korean conflict was happening in the early 1950s. There was this little thing happening with young people called rock and roll. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But it was also the Supreme Court justice. Supreme Court decision, pardon me, Brown versus the Board of Education. Separate schools are illegal, separate unequal. No more of that. At least that's what they said in writing. But we also know, wait a minute, as I said this morning, Chicago, young boy, teenager, just like Trayvon Martin was a teenager. Emmett Till goes to the South, you know, allegedly whistles at a white sister. The vicious racism. I mean, people are shocked. I hear people shocked about what's been going on the last 12 months in our country. Guess what? If you lived in my shoes as a black man, you wouldn't be shocked about anything. This has been going on for a long time, y'all. Some of us just choose to pay attention to stuff. Are y'all with me out there? And I believe, and in one of the best quotes when we were marching today, Dr. King quote where he said, man, dreaming is great, but we also have to be aware of what's going on. There has to be a realization. Emmett Till is killed. Rosa Parks wasn't the first person, the first woman to orchestrate a bus boycott or participate in it. Black women, as Gloria Steinem has said, who has been in this church, black women have been the real feminists in this country from the very beginning, y'all. If you don't think so, go see Hidden Figures. Go see Hidden Figures. Go see Hidden Figures. You might not know their names, but these women have literally, their names are mama, as in my mama, y'all, who have not only raised their own children, raised other people's children, and been the backbone of the community, y'all. You know what I mean? And so in the 30s and 40s, there were all kinds of boycotts happening around the South. And oftentimes it was led, orchestrated by black women. Which is why, even though I love Dr. King and all those other folks, when you look at the March on Washington 1963, look closely at that image of all those folks standing there as he gives the I Have a Dream speech. Notice you see no women, because the patriarchy, the sexism of Donald Trump, of black men, white men, Latino men, Asian men, forbid those women to even stand on the steps, y'all. Let's tell the truth here. That's not to denigrate, that's to say democracy gotta be for all people. So Dr. King finds himself as the de facto leader of the Montgomery bus boycott, and they brought the economic infrastructure of Montgomery to its knees. Yeah, they did. People say to me, well, what do? You do what they did. You come together. You love each other. You organize. You have a spiritual foundation, whatever you call it. And you understand, if you happen to be the leader or leaders of that, y'all gotta respect each other.